Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Cameron, of course, when did the cell phone come out for you? How old were you?
Well, cell phones themselves were available when I was quite young.
Yeah?
I mean, they came out before I was born.
Okay.
But my father got one maybe when I was in third grade in elementary school.
Oh, really?
Third, fourth, he was, he needed it for business.
Sure.
But I didn't get a cell phone until high school.
Oh, okay.
So ninth grade.
Okay, ninth grade.
Which was the first year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, gosh, I was 15.
15. And so was it just your basic smartphone?
It wasn't a smartphone.
I mean, not just a cell phone.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, just a cell phone.
It flipped over.
Yeah.
They
the
had
flip phones.
That game called Snake, where you had to grab the little dots.
Yes.
It was a black and white phone.
Wow, okay.
So I didn't get a smartphone until I graduated university.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, of course, I'm much older than you. So, I don't even remember. I got a phone when I was fully an adult.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your first phone.
Yeah, my first phone. Oh, my. And those phones were huge at the beginning.
Yeah, they were like a brick.
Yeah, they were.
They were huge.
They were like a brick with antennas.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
Did you have a beeper?
I had a beeper.
You had a beeper?
Yeah, so when I came to Korea, beepers were the rage, right? Everybody contacted each other through beeper.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so the reason why we're talking about cell phones is the big question now with parents is, when do you give your child a phone? And so I've had many moms ask me, do you think I should get him a phone? How old is he? Well, he's in second grade. And they're like the only ones, he's the only one that don't have a phone. They all have a phone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, when do you do it?
I don't know.
Tough.
Both of my niece and my nephew have phones. I think it's too young.
How old are they?
My nephew is 7.5.
Oof.
It doesn't have full function.
Okay.
So maybe he can call his parents.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing he can do.
And how about your niece?
She is 16, so she has pretty much everything.
Okay.
But no social media.
No social media. All right. So we're going to explore this topic this month, okay? Is he mature enough to have a phone? That is what the dialogue is about today. Here are some expressions that we're going to cover. So, if it depends on something, what does that mean?
This means the decision could change or the result could change, and it's all based on one factor.
Okay. Now, if someone is in charge of something,
they are responsible for it. They are the one that's going to take charge of it.
Okay. If you start off with...
This is what you begin with.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue about giving my kid a phone.
I'm thinking about getting Michael a phone, but I'm not sure if 9 is old enough.
Age shouldn't be the only factor. It should depend on if he's mature enough to have one.
He hasn't lost his house key in the last 6 months. When I told him he was in charge of it, he was extra careful.
That's not what I'm talking about. What about social media and other apps?
I didn't think of that.
You can always start off with a phone that can't be used for apps.
Please join us on page 14. Let's begin. Luna says, I'm thinking about getting Michael a phone, but I'm not sure if 9 is old enough. Okay, so our power pattern today is, I'm thinking about, and then, blah, 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 but. Okay, I think this is a very useful pattern.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what you think it is. It means you have a plan. This is something you are probably going to do.
Yes.
But you haven't done it yet.
Okay.
And it's often because there's just one thing that's stopping you.
Right.
I want to do this, or I plan to do this, but There's this one thing.
Yeah, but.
But.
And in this case, it's, is the kid old enough? He's 9. Is that too young? Is it okay? That's the question.
Yes.
And Asher says, age shouldn't be the only factor. It should depend on if he's mature enough to have one. Okay. So Asher says, well, age is important, but it's not the only thing. And here we use the word factor, F-A-C-T-O-R.
Yes.
Factor.
So factor here is talking about the condition or thing that you consider. So age is one thing to think about with the phones.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe you think about price. Price can be a factor, right? All of these things can be factors. But Asher is saying here, that's not the only one.
That's not the only one. That's not the only factor.
Yes.
So we could say like there are many factors to consider.
Yes.
But in this case, it is not the only factor. It should depend on if he's mature enough to have one. So it should depend on maturity level. Like, is he, old enough? Not just old, but is his thinking mature?
Is his brain developed enough, essentially?
Yes, right.
Because when children are young, parts of their brain aren't fully developed.
Yeah.
So they may not be mature enough to handle the responsibility of having a phone.
Right. So if you say it should depend on something, what does that mean?
So depend on here, going back to factor. So depend on is saying there is one condition, one characteristic, one thing that should guide your decision. Right? And the thing that decision should be based on is his maturity level.
His maturity. But, Cameron, I tell you, 9, you're still young. I don't know how you could be really mature at 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say let them graduate high school before they get a smartphone.
Oh, this is why you're single.
I would be a terrible parent.
You'd be terrible, Dad.
But we have smartphones. They also have dumb phones.
Yes, I know.
Right? Where you can't do the internet, but you can still call and text.
I tell you, your child would hate you.
I would.
Forever, Cameron.
They wouldn't see internet till they're 25.
Okay. All right. What does Luna say?
He hasn't lost his house key in the last 6 months. When I told him he was in charge of it, he was extra careful.
Okay, so Luna is saying, well, I mean, he's been responsible. He didn't lose the house keys. And when I told him he was in charge of it, he was extra careful. So if the child is in charge of the house key, what is he doing?
He is responsible for it. He has to take care of it.
Yeah.
So his mom gave him the key and said, okay, this is yours.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you don't lose it.
That's right.
You're in charge of it.
You're in charge of it. Okay. How about to be in charge of throwing out the trash?
Yeah, that's anytime you see that the trash is full, you don't ask somebody.
Yeah.
You just take it out.
That's right. That's your responsibility.
Right.
But we could even use this absolutely in a business context. Who's in charge of this project?
Yes.
Or our department is in charge of this project, right?
Right. We are responsible. We are the ones leading this part of the business.
Yeah. I tell you, as a mom, though, I don't know, at 9 years old, my son at 9, you could tell him to do something and he wouldn't do it. I
think it does depend on the child.
It really does.
Yeah, I don't think at 9 I could have done it either.
No way. Yeah. Okay, so Asher says, that's not what I'm talking about. What about social media and other apps? So Asher is like, oh, is your child mature? And Luna says, oh yeah, he can handle the key. But Asher is like, no. I'm talking about social media and apps. And what does Luna say?
I didn't think of that.
Asher says, you can always start off with a phone that can't be used for apps. Okay. So Luna clearly doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And Asher is helping by saying, you can always start off with a phone that can't be used for apps. So how do you start off with something?
You begin with.
Yes.
So it is not the final thing you will do, but especially with things like a phone that are a big decision or a big change,
right.
maybe you don't do the full thing yet.
Right.
You start off with something smaller. Something easier. So here, start off with a phone that can't use apps means kind of like we'd call it a starter phone.
Just, you can call. But that's
maybe
about
text.
It. Text, yeah.
Maybe use the map function.
Yeah, right. But not like social media and full online things.
I know. I want that type of phone. I don't want social media on my phone.
Yeah, Cameron wants a starter phone.
I want a black and white phone again.
All right. Let's go back in time, Cameron. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time. I'm thinking about getting Michael a phone, but I'm not sure if 9 is old enough.
Age shouldn't be the only factor. It should depend on if he's mature enough to have one.
He hasn't lost his house key in the last 6 months. When I told him he was in charge of it, he was extra careful.
That's not what I'm talking about. What about social media and other apps?
I didn't think of that.
You can always start off with a phone that can't be used for apps.
Now it's time for Power No. Please join us on pages 16 and 17. So if something depends on something, it means that basically the decision is influenced by one factor.
Yes.
Okay? Or person. Let's see some examples. What are you and your girlfriend doing this weekend?
We might go to the beach tomorrow, but it depends on the weather.
Yeah. Isn't it true when you want to go out somewhere or get away? It really depends on the weather.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Whether we leave early depends on Sarah finishing her assignment. So how else could we use this expression, it depends on? This is something that we use all the time.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we just say, it depends.
It depends.
Yeah. And what does that mean?
So it depends means there could be many outcomes.
Yes.
I cannot give you a definite answer.
Yeah.
It depends.
It depends.
Right?
So are you going to go to the party? Well, it depends.
Maybe I'll be tired. maybe I'll have energy and I will go.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll stay home, get in my pajamas and watch 5 episodes of a TV series. So it depends on how I feel that day. Yes. Okay. Now, how about maybe getting a promotion? Oh. So your boss could say, well, it depends on something. Yes. It depends how this contract signing goes. Yeah. Or it depends on if we have the budget this year. Right. Or it depends on your sales. Okay. It depends on your personality. You haven't been very happy lately. That's right. I don't know if you can be manager material. Yeah. Okay. No one likes you. Okay. Yeah. In charge of something means that you are responsible for managing, to oversee, to supervise. Who should I talk to about helping with the company Christmas dinner? Emily's in charge of organizing the annual event. So you always, if you have an event, there is always someone who is in charge. Yes. There has to be. Yeah. The teacher put Jake in charge of leading the group project. So Jake is the team leader, right? So this in charge of can be used for big responsibilities. It can be used for small things too. Let's say you're having a family dinner. Yes. And someone puts you in charge of napkins. Yes. In charge of drinks. Yes. That's often whenever they're saying, hey, go buy this for me. Yeah. For the group party that we're going to have. Whenever we had a potluck, all the single folks would bring drinks. Yes. Napkins. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, what else? Like, that's it. Plastic forks and spoons. That's right. Yeah. That's right. It was the easiest. Right. Yeah. Usually, yeah. I feel, Cameron, when you were a student. Yes. I feel like you would probably be in charge of a team or a group.
Am I right?
Yeah, yes. I was either the leader or I did nothing.
I don't believe you do nothing.
I mean, that's why I was the leader.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard for me to, if it was going to be for my grades, I couldn't go easy.
Okay.
I had to be in control.
In control.
Work hard.
I can see it.
Right?
You're in charge.
What about you? You're in charge of many things at home.
At home I am, but when it came to my studies, I was never the leader.
Oh, really?
I was not very proactive. I just did the minimum. I just did what I did.
Well, I feel like you would have been a good team member. Like if someone asked you to do something, you would do it.
I was very cooperative.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But I was never in charge.
I don't think everyone needs to be in charge all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to be a follower. Right?
You know what, Cameron? I would be on your team. I would be very supportive of you.
Well, we're on each other's team, Kristen.
All right. Start off with means to begin something by doing, specifically something first.
It's like a step one.
Okay, step one. Mm-hmm. Let's start off with a warm-up exercise before the workout.
Good idea. I'm a bit stiff from sitting all day.
Yeah. You always want to kind of start off with a warm-up.
Yeah. You don't lift weights.
No.
Like heavy weights. Run.
You got to warm up.
Super fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We should start off with the easy questions before tackling the harder ones.
Here it's mentally warming up.
Yes, that's right. So maybe you're in an important meeting. You want to just kind of ease into the heavy topics.
Yes. You can also use this in meals. Start off with an appetizer.
Oh, is there anything I can start you off with?
Yes, I would like the mozzarella cheese sticks with marinara sauce.
Oh, wonderful. They're very tasty. I'll be right up. That was good.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Our power pattern today is I'm thinking about but.
So this is my plan, but there's one thing stopping me.
Okay. I'm thinking about buying a new car, but my old one still works fine.
Oh, you feel kind of guilty.
Oh, I know.
You don't need a new one.
I know, it's
but
so true.
you want a new one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about quitting my job, but I don't have a new job yet.
Oh, you should have a job before you quit.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Okay. Okay. Power vocab is the word factor, which means it is that one thing that will determine something.
Yes.
Okay. So.
It's like a condition or variable.
Yes.
Right?
Right. You can have one factor or you can have many factors. Okay, do check out the definition on page 18 and also stop by
Audio 어학당.
Very good. For a very small monthly fee, you can have access to so many of these wonderful programs on EBS Radio.
Yes, yes.
Also, we are going live at 6 p.m. on Evening Special.
Yeah, definitely come visit us.
Yes, we want to see you there. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.